Good morning. Let's turn on a little light on the matter. Turn it in a way that maybe, no, not really. Not doing me any good. There we go. A little bit, not much. How you doing, Shane? I think this morning for me is going to be starting over on a project. There's that. There we go. Piece already hitting the ground. It's a cold piece though. You took a tumble. Is this something I should have seen on Facebook, and because I don't get on Facebook, I didn't see that? I'm glad to hear you're mostly healed, though. I gotta check something real quick here. Specifically, what day of the week? I think it's Monday. But what day of the week is... Oh, it's Tuesday. All right, so I'll be doing a live stream in 2 weeks as Batman. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Anything exciting going on? My sky's all blown out just so it can try and see me. I need lighting in here is what I need. Different kind of lighting than the lighting I have. I wonder if I moved that and then I could pitch the lighting in the direction I need it. Wait till you see what I've got for lighting. I've got... We'll turn it off so you can see it. Ryobi work lamp. And I've got it overhead, which appears to be the wrong place to put it. And I've got it hung with a rope that's just tied down with a couple of half hitches. Or is that a sheep's head? Anyway, the kind that makes it so you can actually tighten it and loosen it by sliding it up and down. But I think I hung it in the wrong place to be a good lamp for... It's a great place for just working in here, but it's a bad place for getting lighting where it should be. So let's fix that real quick. Climbing into the stands when part of the stands came off in my hands. Oh no. Right leg to buckle and landed it and bruised your tailbone. Oh, I hate that. Bruised tailbone's the worst because now you got to sit literally, sit there with pain. All right, let's see what I can do here. This is going to be a fun challenge. Let's try not to knock over all the wires and stuff I have in here. I throw this just the right way, it'll go to the wrong place, but it'll get close. Then I throw it to the other part. I don't even have to throw for that. I'm tall enough. All right. Mission accomplished. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. Tie it down. Although it's being held by friction right now just fine. Let's see if I can remember how to make this knot. Out. Through. And did I do it right? Who knows? But it seems to be doing the trick. Yep, there we go. Slides right in place. All right, now we turn on that light and see if I'm not blinding people, but getting some useful lighting. Hey, look at that. It worked. Now, put things in a good order. There we go. Now the only person that needs to be blinded is me. Oh, good. The sun has decided to be Hey, Rob. Welcome to the party. We've got enough people here now to say, I think I goofed up. I think I left the fire too hot with the blade in it last week. I think I start over. Of course, it would help if the camera were actually showing something. That should do it. That is a bad, bad way right there. We have a blade that I'm pretty sure got too hot in the fire. I should have stopped cranking at some point and didn't. And I got bubbles all over this blade. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the fire and put some taps on those, but I'm pretty, with the hammer just to see what pops off. But I'm pretty sure I just ruined that blade. And as such, I pre-gamed by cutting off another link. So we'll go ahead and slide that in the fire. Get things warmed up. Here for right now. Tilt, tilt, tilt. There we go. I've already gotten this fire up to temp a couple of times, but only just to have it ready. So it should come up to temp pretty quickly again. Really frustrated that that happened. Alright, that's hot enough to start seeing if anything's going to correct itself, but I'm pretty sure it's a done blade. Well, maybe not. Definitely got it too hot, but it may be that we just got to scale level, not to, because that is a piece of scale, not to destroy the blade level. Let me pop that over to this camera so you can see. Those bubbles are coming off pretty easily. I do know that it got too hot in here. I did put it in the fire spine down, and it got too hot in here. I mean, it got too hot everywhere, let's put it that way. But right now I'm not totally convinced I need to throw it away. It is only a barbecue knife after all. It's not a chopper. We'll see. If anything, it becomes another barbecue knife for myself and I start another one for my buddy. All right. We'll heat it up slowly, hopefully. That might grind clean. It's not a forged in fire competition, so I can always start over. Yep, exactly what I was thinking, Rob. For me, it's just time, and honestly, I've got plenty of it. As far as blacksmithing is concerned, nobody's asking me to have it done already. It's not like my work day, where I'm feeling constantly stressed for needing something done already. Alright, I'm going to leave that alone. I think it's time to leave it alone. Let me see here. Ow. That hurt. That metal's hot. I didn't need that part of my thumb anyway. Needed a hoof trimming. No, I don't. Should have been doing it that way the whole time. Would have been safer. All right. We're going to go to the grinder because the question is, throw it away and start over or keep going? Only one way to find out. Bring it to the vise. Hey, Ben. Bye, Ben. There's that. Of course, now I've got the guard in the wrong place. The guard everybody else takes off because, you know, safety second. There we go. Lock it in place. Roll the handle back on. Let's make some noise. Make some sparks and noise. Oh, you know what works really great with these things? Batteries. So did that ever deafen everybody? I would expect it would, so I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know, should I mute or should I just turn down the volume? I think I'll mute. And I'll put in my own ear protection. Duh. I got the safety glasses. I got the welding shirt. I got the leather apron. But I'm not protecting my ears. That's just dumb. All right, here we go. Well, thank you, sir. Hitting that like button's always nice to see. I don't know. It's not impossible. I just don't know. That's a big old divot, which means I'd end up having to plane off a whole lot to get that right. Or I can actually shape that. Yeah, let's do that. Wait, did I actually have it backwards? Damn it. I hope I wasn't deafening everybody. Yeah, I had it backwards. Sorry about that. Um, what I was saying, Adam, is what I'm trying to do is see if this is trash or continue, because when I left it um, um, uh, last Sunday, I put it into a hot fire with the intent for the hot fire to cool down slowly, along with the blade cooling down slowly. Sadly, I must have had the fire too hot or turned the crank a number of times I shouldn't have while the blade was in there, because I ended up causing some bubbling on the surface and burnt out a little chunk of the blade right in here. Oh no, right in here, sorry. And I've been working to see if it's rescuable or trash. Um, One of the other things is while I'm grinding this, I'm checking to see if there's any cracks, because of course if there's cracks, it's trash. So um, my first realization that I need to check for cracks is as I was grinding in here where it had bubbled, I thought I saw some tiny cracks. So cool. Now I'll try to get the muting in the right order, because obviously listening to me grind is probably not fun. Unless you guys tell me otherwise, and then I'll just leave the grinding noise going. Alright, let's take a look and see how much damage I did. I can feel as I'm going over it where the rises and falls are. This is where I did a big burn right here. You can see little burns in here. This would be a lot easier if I were standing at my belt grinder, which I may stop here and just continue from there. I'll give some credit to those folks who feel like they can do all this at a with an angle grinder. That is not going to be me. But I have to say, we've got something pretty straight. I think it's a little canted actually, but not in a way that can't be dealt with. Off to the, look from both eyes. Might be just off to the left, just a little, looking from the blade. Not, and if we look from the, yeah, same from that, from the spine. But that's easy. We just hit it up back here and give it a little bit of movement. I think this isn't in the worst shape ever. It's not the prettiest blade. It would need to be left chunkier to then grind away. But that's not the goal of this. The goal of this is to actually have something that looks like it's hand forged, not a finished, beautiful blade. So, you know, high finish, I should say. Beautiful blade. All right. I don't think I have to start over. I don't see, I'm looking real close here. I don't see any cracks. And that's what I was mostly worried about. And being that I don't see any cracks, I think that I could take this to the belt grinder and give it the finish it needs. So, I have to get the belt grinder out from the back of my garage. I want to bring it out here to the Smithy anyway. See how fast I can use up an EcoFlow with the belt grinder. Alright, let's set that aside for the moment. I think we're safe enough there. Let's go ahead back to my offset tongs here. Grabbing it back by the bolster so I'm not hurting the blade too much, because I plan on, in case it wasn't obvious as I started doing some of that, I plan on putting a swoop in here, an arc, and I accidentally skipped and hit right in here with the angle grinder, so we'll see how far forward I bring that swoop. But the whole idea, let's get it, yeah, I've got it in the right place. The idea is to put that swoop in there similar to this one here that I did previously. So, yeah. All right. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and work the other side. But yeah, you can see by grabbing it back here, I'm not really going to cause any collapsing of the edge. It's safe to grab there. Let's get it on screen where you can see it back here. So, all right, let's bring you back over to the fire and to the anvil. Hey, Jurgen. Welcome to the party. What you missed was me trying to decide if I had made a blade that needed to be thrown away because I had put it into the fire last weekend. You saw that part. Only to have it pull out when it was cold this today, and discover that it had gotten too hot, bubbled up a bunch of the metal. So, oopsie. Oh, thanks, Ben. Yeah, it's new. I mean, much of the layout is similar, but the transition and the actual panels themselves are new. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. A butter knife an orc would use. All right, I gotta pause a second because I gotta scroll back into this. You don't mind the machine noise, huh? Okay. Oh, speaking of which, Adam, I went and bought the paperback version of the uh, fifth book while I was listening to your live stream this morning. I've got to actually finish watching it this afternoon. So I mean, you can't be here if you don't hit like button. Choil. Yep. Yeah, while explaining it to your wife. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, like I said, it wouldn't have been a big deal for me to start over. I don't have any deliverables here that have a timeline. Not like at work. This is just a hobby, a fun thing to do. Share time with people who enjoy the craft. So, if I had to start over, I wouldn't have been tickled, but it really wouldn't have been the end of the world. I definitely got things too hot last week, though, because I was pulling out dragon snot this morning for no good reason. It wasn't like I had done any forge welding. Oh, neat. Hunting knife. Alright. So first things first, that doesn't seem central. So we're going to go ahead and get it central. That looks central to me now. Alright. Now, let us get it warmed back up, get the other side central, though it's less important for it to be central. It's organic. We'll go ahead and continue the rounding process on it, I think, before we go ahead and create the leaf. Let me do something real quick here because I have a feeling. There we go. There it is. Got to do my raking while I push air through to... That's better. There we go. Different hammers needed for this too. Let's get that out. Let's go ahead and move this coil spring that I don't need right now. We'll use that soon enough. Let's go ahead and put this where I'm going to be, not where I am. There we go. The orc butter knife. What I was saying, one of the things I said, Adam, is I went ahead and while you were on your live stream, I went ahead and ordered book 5. So the collection of all as paperback. So I'll have it out here in the Smithy. I can start my forge with it. I mean, I can use it as a reference. That's it. Yeah. I'll have all the digital versions too, but figured it's about high time for me to get the whole kit and caboodle. All right, let's not burn it off. We're going to come over here and I'm rounding it, but I'm also drawing it out lightly by using a really big fuller area on the horn. At least that's my belief. If somebody says I'm doing it wrong, let me know. Are you having fun with the goat? I've never seen Bruce play with the goat before. That is exactly what's happening. As soon as Bruce gets thrown when it does a goat headbutt, it won't be fun and games anymore. Hey, I received 100 messages. You guys haven't been so chatty today. It's only taken an hour for that. Yeah, but I didn't have the paperback, so I might as well have gotten the paperback as book 5. The other 4 I'll have as digital, and that way I can, read them. Read the digital in the house on my iPad, and not risk breaking it out here in the forge, or in the smithy here. So I know what I'm doing. I'm buying 5 books. All right, you have a problem with that? No matter what I do, somebody will say it's wrong. Yeah, that's true. That's right. 1 for reading, 1 for fire. And besides which, we got to get you over here for Quad State, and then maybe I get to go to Quad State, and then we finally get to, shake hands. So. It's no waste of money for me. What did I always say? More money than sense. I'm new rich. Biggest difference between me and other new rich is I don't think spending it on gold-plated toilet seats is the way to go. I like supporting my artists. All right. Let's continue. Do some smoothing here. Because I think we're done with the drawing out. Planishing. For those who are metal workers and know their stuff. For those who don't know metalworking and don't know the vernacular, planishing is just hitting it until it's smooth. There we go. I was like, wait a minute, I can't get it across the face. Gotta be smarter than the anvil. That's looking pretty darn good. Not a lot of facets on this anymore. The difference between something with facets and something that's round is more polygons. All right. It is time to work the stem. Oh, not the stem, sorry. The leaf. You typed bad words. Don't do that. Law books. Oh, yeah, those are bad words. Cold work. Yep. Planishing is definitely something you do when the metal is not malleable or not very malleable. You're not trying to move metal significantly. You're trying to just move it just on the surface. Two messages removed. Okay, let me take a look. What in the world did you say that was removed? Oh, I can't see. It's scrolled off. Wait a minute. So the only thing I saw removed is you saying, Adam, no problem. Lol, just making sure you weren't wasting your money buying what you already had, LOL. Which is good. I don't know what in the world you did, Trail Dust. I don't see anything missing. You did say law books. That hadn't included mate. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't have thought of mate as a bad word, but... I have to go back and look at the stream and see if it included your bad messages in the on-screen. I'm gonna let this soak in the hot fire while I get some coffee in me. Open the... There you go. So, you got to be here on the 29th. It's 2 Sundays from now. Because that'll be the closest I can get to Halloween. And we'll do dressing up for that. Yeah. My bot is very picky, I guess. If all you send is all uppercase, then it can definitely filter that out. But if you did lowercase, wow, I don't know why it would have filtered that out. I'll have to investigate what's going on. See if there's any way I can control that some. No, we're not dressing up as the Easter Bunny. I do not have an Easter Batman. But the question is, do you want to see the full regalia Batman, steampunk Batman? Do you want to see the Robin Hood Batman, which has a kilt? Or do you want to see... I think I had one more. I'm trying to remember what it is. I could do a mashup of both of them, so... I came up with the Robin Hood Batman because I would go to Ren fairs from time to time, and they would have a superhero event at the Ren fair. And so I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do a Ren kind of period Batman instead of steampunk Batman. So repurpose what I had, plus add some value to that by by getting a Robin Hood style hat instead of the steampunk style hat. And then I was like, it'd be even better is if I had a kilt instead of the riding trousers. They look more like Gestapo pants than they look like than anything Ren. So that's where the kilt came into play. Plus, kilt. So made by the leathersmith that has made all the other parts that I've commissioned from him, except for the hat. I come in with an idea and we work it out. All right, let's make a leaf, shall we? Oh, I never make those, so. Anvil. Oh, don't hit the anvil. Hit the thing in between you and the anvil. Let's get it warm again and finish up the leaf. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. There we go. All right. Come on, hit the leaf, not the anvil. There we go. Looks good. What do you think? Looks good? I think it looks good. I got a nice ridge in there. I can put some life in there now. All right, let's heat it up. I think I might be able to do that successfully. Go. Warm it up. Do the same thing on the other side. You have to catch the light just the right way to see it, but I think it looks pretty good. Once I give it life. Yeah, that looks good. I like it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me put it over here where it might shine. See the texture I've put in there. It's like having the chiseling, but a little less in your face about it. More like a light leaf would be. So now I can actually give it some, now that I've got the texture done, I can give it the bends necessary to complement that. Think how I want to do that. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I think I'll go this way. Yeah. So let's get it warm again. Let's let it sit in there for a second while I move this over. Okay. No, I'm not retired, Adam. If you thought I was retired, I am a software engineer. Ended up moving to the Pacific Northwest because Microsoft brought me out here. At this point, I'm working at a startup that is not doing their best. So they're working hard on recovering their mojo, and it's got me a little more stressed out than usual because a lot of folks left, and a lot of folks were let go, and you know, the brain drain is real. So you got me. I'm not saying I'm the sharpest bulb in the bunch, and so you know, the fact is that when I say new rich, what I mean is I was making a quarter of what I'm making now just 10 years ago. No. Yeah, maybe it's about 12 years ago now. And I thought I was doing as good as I could do. And then I changed careers into software development. And even then, I was making about half of what I'm making now. Now, of course, my cost of living is much higher here in the Seattle area than it was in Orlando. But I don't know anymore if it's that much significantly higher. But the point is, when I moved from Orlando, I was making half of what I'm making now. And so, like I said, it's kind of new rich. It's allowed us to have some quality of life updates that I never expected to have. But in the meantime, what I do with that isn't just spend it on me. I have Patreons for, you know, number of artists out there, creators out there. I support our arts communities. You know, being that I was part of one for a brief time and enjoyed the hell out of it. I've always been a supporter of the arts, but that even just cemented that way of thinking for me. So, and so when I got an opportunity to now, this was before I realized what kind of entrepreneur he was necessarily. I actually had and I take that back. So I'm a Patreon for John Switzer. Um, uh, and the the three people I watched the most when I got started in blacksmithing was John Switzer, Alex Steele, and Roy. We all know which Roy. um, and uh, I supported, and there was Daniel too, and then Daniel dropped off the YouTube face of the earth, and I supported Daniel by buying some of his stuff. I supported Roy by buying some of his stuff. I support John ongoing by being a Patreon, and I supported Alec by buying some of his stuff. So that's typically what I will continue to do. It's not necessarily the wisest money spent, but it makes me feel good. The same reason I do this live stream. It makes me feel good to support the creators out there. Yeah, I know, Ben. If we're south of Seattle now, we're just on the Kent Auburn line, and that was to save money. But I still had to drive into Seattle for work. Now I don't have to, but if I had been at Microsoft, I would, because they're dumb, and they're still at wanting their people to be in the office, even though there's no real good reason to do so. Um, but yeah, so there's the story. If you didn't know it, now you do. No, 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 no. Kevin, this is definitely pre-bat poll. Yeah, long comments will get blocked. Oh, Ben, I love you too. And I'm not truly rich. I'm not wealthy, Adam, to be clear. I'm not wealthy. I'm rich. I have a lot more richness of life now where I am. I still don't have enough money in the bank to be able to save me if something goes wrong. I still don't have any reason to believe I can ever retire, but we do have a good quality of life, and we have a lot of richness of life. Thank you, Adam. Mine's farted many times, Ben. I don't know how in the world I'm still being able to do this. You're the crazies. Yeah, it makes no sense, does it, Adam? All right, let's go ahead and finish this leaf. And then the next step, I think, is all spent at the grinder before I can actually curl this around. Because if I curl it around, I think it'll get in my way. The leaf I can leave out like it is and curl it around later. All right. Ooh, don't trip over the other handle. So back over here. Come in here. Okay, let's come from the other direction. Where I can swing it. Oh, nope, camera's in the way. I'm losing my heat. I'm losing my heat. Oh, I know what I needed. Dag nabbit, put it back in the fire. Get it hot again. Get the straight peen instead of the cross peen. I need a lighter straight peen. You guys didn't realize you were coming to watch another freaking leaf making, huh? All right. Burning more coal than I need to, but it is what it is. All right, straight peen to the rescue. Come in here. Fold my leaf like that. There we go. That's all the work it really needs. To give it that little bit of life. Let's brush it off and see how that looks. Oh yeah, that looks very pretty. Cool, cool. All right. I think that's the end of the knife build at the forge. The rest of it's going to be at a grinder. Let me see. No, I need to get that straightened back up again. Let's do that real quick. Right there. Every project should have a leaf. See, that's the way I feel too. Leaf-ended scrolls. See, absolutely. You know you can do that. Come on. Kevin, you know. It's not a matter of can, it's a matter of will. Will you make a leaf-ended scroll? I actually plan on starting some projects doing just that, to put some scroll work along the fascia on my house, so that it's sort of like blacksmith's gingerbread, right? Hey, Jurgen, jumping in on Facebook like you do. Thank you, sir. Because I know the next step is you're going to share my video, and that's just awesome of you. I know there's a reason I'm not doing it. There we go. All right, just in case this is too long, it says, no, Ben S. I work in call center for my regular job. I used to be a sports trainer for a local AFL team, though. But not Richmond United, right? That's just Ted, right? I have to say that has to be one of the best TV series I've watched in a very long time. And I had no care whatsoever in the anything referring sports to sports ball. Of course, that's what I just did. Gonna have to heat it all up just to get it all straight again. Dag nabbit. All right, that looks better to me. You guys can't see it, so it doesn't really matter. Let's get it back in line where you could see what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at is everything straight and central? And except for the fact that the process made the blade itself waver, which I'll fix in a second, I'd say the answer is yes. So let's get it warm one more time and get the vise straightening it. Turns out the blade doesn't have to be all that warm for the metal to move. There we go. Over to the vise. Put it in the vise. Make the vise think it's straight. Go to the edge. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. There we go. I like it. There's nothing about that upsets me right now. Yep, looks good to me. Alright, we're going to set it up on the side of the forge. And we're going to take another drink of coffee while I think about what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to normalize this thing one more time. This time we're not going to get the coals as hot. We're not going to get the coals yellow hot at all. So let's leave that there for a second. Let's see what you guys, fine people, are saying. Crazy for some of you. Okay, so one of the things I'm noticing is the in-stream live stream thingamajigger does not work well with this font. I think I'm going to have to put a dark background behind it, or else nobody's ever going to see what's being going on in that screen. Let's sources. Let's see if I can find where. Is it that box? It is. If I hit properties and I say what can I do with that? Cancel. I might have to put a thing behind it. Ah, here we go. Filters. Let's see what I can do. Add a filter. No, not. Sharpen, scroll. No, none of that stuff makes any sense. Close. Yeah, because otherwise you guys aren't seeing anything in the stream regarding that. So let's do... Can I put just... No. What's a color source? No, don't want that. All right, let's figure out a different way. Let's go here. Let's go here. Aha! Found it, I think. We're going to find out in a second. You guys will have to tell me if it worked. It does put something back there, but I don't think it's enough. Let's add... Let's see if I can make it even better. Because it just isn't doing what I want it to. Let's go 200. 200. 200. Thank you, Jurgen. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good too. 50. No, I'm going to have to mess with it some more later. Maybe I have to actually read the directions. Get it so that that text box actually has a little bit of more of a background going on there, so you guys can see it better. Read the instructions. I know, right? Who does that? Nobody does that. I know there's a right way to do it to make it so that I can affect what colors are going on in there and make it legible. So I'll work on that after the show. No, still don't have an anvil. I mean, a magnet on the anvil. I've got to go and get a magnet from somewhere, and I haven't figured out where yet. I'm sure I could go buy one from Amazon, but that seems silly. Wanderers Eagles. I have to look them up. Code it in. Well, that's exactly what I was trying to do, Adam, but apparently I don't know which of these CSS settings I need to play with to be able to get it right. And yeah, see, that's the problem. In my younger days, I would have old car speakers coming out my ears. And now I don't seem to know anybody that has an old car speaker. You know what? I'm stupid. I'm just going to go over to. I keep talking about the fact that I have a scrapyard walking distance from here. I do. And I never bother to go see them. So I'm going to go down there and see if I can get a car speaker or two from them. Tell them I just need the driver. I don't care if it's broken or not. Yeah, I'm walking distance from a scrapyard, an auto scrapyard. So really, 100 subscribers? That would be a pretty incredible thing. All right. What do I do now? Hi, Bruce. You comfy there? I still have. I need to make a thing. The question is this enough metal to make that thing with? Probably not. I've made that mistake enough times now. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this. I have no idea. It seems like a waste to throw it away, but this piece of material is from that same, piece of from the end of the knife, and it's a good piece of material, but it seems too short to do anything with. As soon as I get in here to do anything with it, I'd be too close to the metal and it'd be too hot. So I have to think about what I'll do with that. But I do need to make a punch. A very, very, very thin punch. And so I've got this one as an example. I have this one that I made. And it would do the trick somebody had suggested to do. But it would be way too wide. Like, punch the hole, drift the hole. But it's too wide this way and this way. I could make it like half that in both directions to actually get the benefit I'm looking for. So I think that's what I'm going to make next. I'm trying to remember what I made this out of. I have a suspicion I know what I made it out of, and I'm not making any more out of that. Let me see. Yep. So these were both made out of the same material, I believe, because they have the same shape and size. And that was a cold chisel. Long cold chisel. Here's the rest of that. When I say long cold chisel, I was like, this will make a lot of things for me. So here's the end of the cold chisel. Now I figured I don't need one that long. So let's turn it into 3 tools. And that worked great. Really, it did. So I could go in. I think I have a second one of those cold chisels. I could go in and grab that, or I could use my buddy's, which is plenty appropriate for this. I could use my buddy's coil spring and make myself what I want. So now what did I do with the piece that I cut? There it is. So I have this piece here that I cut off when I thought I was going to have to start over. Thank you, sir. Sharing my stuff is the best way to get people out there to look at it. I've shared it with all the folks in my community. And I share it like on multiple places, as you know. I've got the Facebook. I've got the YouTube. I even got the LinkedIn and the Twitch, because my brother refuses to use anything but Twitch, and that's perfectly fine, since I can stream there just fine. So, start with, we need to warm this thing up, straighten it out, and we will use the vise for that. So let's rearrange things a little bit here so I don't have to give up all the cameras that I want. There we go. That's where the action's going to happen. See, I've already got a touch mark though. That's where this one comes in. Same chisel. Touch mark. Dang nabbit. Of course, it won't show you the touch mark because, here, we'll just do it this way. Touch mark. So I've got a touch mark. I can't have any more chisels unless I get another can or a bigger one, which would still be another can. No more punches or chisels until I get a bigger can. All right. Let's get this fire going here. Yeah, that's what I discovered, Adam, is that I was too close to the thing I was trying to impact. And the way that I deal with that when I had them too short, besides time to make another one, is I just put on a glove. But then the glove kind of gets in the way of view. I've been watching a Smith recently on YouTube. What's his name? Let me see what his name is. I'll tell you in a second, because he's in my watch next list. Luffolk Crafts, and he has a unique way of holding his tools so that is, I guess, I haven't been able to chat with him to know, but I guess the whole reason for the way he holds his chisels is to keep his fingers out of the way of looking at what he's hitting. Instead, the only thing in his way potentially is his thumb. So I'd have to really get used to my hand being at the angle he holds it when he's using handheld struck tools. How are we looking here? Well, where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Probably not hot enough to do too much here, but we can get started. Hey, look at that. We did get it a little bit straighter now, didn't we? Let's keep doing it. I do not know that. Jurgen, is that a person, a channel, a style of artwork? What is that? The heart thingy. It got a channel here. Makes wonderful blades. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to pull it up. I don't watch a lot of bladesmiths, mainly because, you know, I don't plan on doing a lot of bladesmithing myself. But if they've got a good channel where, you know, the way that they're explaining their craft is interesting, or the style they're working on is interesting, I do spend time watching them. There's one gentleman I know of who's gotten his dad into bladesmithing, who's now a master bladesmith. His stuff is just absolutely gorgeous. So I will spend time watching them from time to time. Come on. There we go. All right, let's get a little more straightening going on here. I don't remember if it's Rob or Jurgen that always reminds me that I have a vise. This time I remembered. So, progress. Look at that. So much easier when you use all your tools available to you. All right. Back into the fire. Help if I actually held this thing the right way. There we go. Tongs are amazing when you use them right. All right. I have heard about this whole thing about people getting unsubscribed from channels, but I, I've never had it happen to me. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that does sound like a fun channel to watch, though. Ben shows me what not to do. Badass in Damascus. Smith from the Netherlands. Okay. Need better help. You got the help of a 12-year-old, Ben. I got nothing. Of course, I don't have to walk around with one arm tied behind my back, so. If I tried to use my hardy hole, I will tip over the anvil. I've already experienced that. I watched one kid. Now, I'm guessing he had if I remember correctly, he had a gas forge that was big enough to pull this off, and an extremely well-rooted um, anvil. But he put the coil spring all warmed up over his horn, I think it was, and just pulled like it was taffy. I have no idea how that worked because I tried that and it did not work for me. Of course, I got the part hot that I don't need hot. Let's try that again. Tilt it a lot more than I did. There we go. I think once I get this straightened, I'm going to pause. I'm going to do a tiny... I'm actually to the point where I'm supposed to be done for the day. Guess I'm not going to get it all straightened today. I am going to go finish with one more straightening round just because it's already hot. There we go. Nice and straight. Yes. Go ahead and straighten it in this direction. Nice. We'll give it a little bit more straightening in this direction. That's it for today. No more straightening of that today. We'll get to doing some more straightening next week. And then after which, we will end up doing some work on creating new chisels. That looks pretty good. Let's start brushing off the powder coat. Bring you all back in here. Not there. There. Yeah. That looks good. Let's get the focus right again. Look at that. That's about ready to be turned into a chisel. All right. It is perfect for making holdfasts, I'll tell you that. As far as the material size. So we'll leave that there for now. I don't think I should burn myself with it being there. And we'll come back over to you fine folks and hit that one. Look at that. Huh. So I accidentally must have double-clicked Tombs for Ben Toombs, and Apple said, "Oh yeah, there's this famous guy named Robert Toombs you should know about." All right. Scrolling back, scrolling back, scrolling back, scrolling back. Should I had Roy's channel unsubbed by YouTube twice so far. Wow. Randomly I see a vid and refined this unsubbed, but I do have a lot of channels I'm subbed to. I have a ton of channels I'm subbed to. I'm to the point now where I'm very behind in I used to be able to keep up. I can't anymore. You need some feet on your stand then. Yeah, well, my stand is a tree trunk. So I could definitely add some feet, but then they just get in my way. 170 kilogram petting house. This is not that. Let me see. 140 is a 63.5 kilogram, if I remember correctly. So not even half that weight. A bar in his hardy hole and a well-heated coil. Yeah, had to be something that kept him from tipping over. It was like incredible. You speak strain. Australian strain. Yeah, I'm typically doing Cambridge English too much, and people gave me grief over it. Tea in the living room with the pinky extended. Yeah, I don't ever intend on moving, Adam. This is like, this is it. Um, will we, make something bigger over time? I don't know. But I'm working on figuring out how to squeeze in Roy's treadle hammer in here. The bottom of it dished. You know what I don't have, Ben, is I have never taken the time to make sure that it's flat, but it wouldn't matter because this isn't a flat floor, it's a dirt floor. So, and the dirt shifts a bit depending on, vermin under the ground, the moisture in the air and in the soil. So, Ben, it's been a pleasure you hanging out with us. I'm about to jump as well. Strayin. Yeah, strayin. um, but I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Buy a stump bury it. Yeah, I've thought about doing that too. Because it is a wood floor, I have seriously considered doing that. But because I've never decided where I want to actually keep things permanent, I haven't decided. I mean, I've moved this room around 3 or 4 times now, and so because of that, and it's going to move once again. I've been avoiding doing the whole burying the stump thing, but it's a great idea to do once I've decided how things will be arranged, or just make it central and not worry about it at that point. Worry about moving things around it. Got it. So dish it out in the middle, and that way the outer edges are all it stands on. That's a good idea. Might as well jump, jump, jump. All right, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you again next week. As Jurgen and folks are prone to point out, hitting that like button might get some more folks to jump in here and hang out with us and have some more fun with the chit chat. And yeah, it sounds like Adam's talking about jumping up on another chat stream. That would be fun. So if you start that up, I'll have to keep my YouTube notifications where I can see it and jump on if you do that, Adam. And until next week, as always, love and light.